everyone, welcome back to 5 Minute EDC. Just wanted to do a quick video today, less a review and more just kind of a story, an experience, if you will, about the watch that I'm holding here. Those of you that have some experience into watch collecting and kind of the online watch community might recognize that this is indeed a modded Seiko SKX007. Kind of a Franken watch, if you will, and that's kind of the theme of this video. So let me get into it. I do, it's funny, I don't do a lot of travel for work, but when I do a lot, if that makes sense. So this coming summer, I have a lot of trips coming up all back to back, and I didn't want to be dealing with the fear of, damage a little, but mainly like loss or theft or whatever. With the watch that I'm wearing on the trip. I have pieces that are more expensive than the SKX that I tend not to travel with just because maybe it's just me, but I think a lot of people would agree. You then get anxiety the whole trip that something's going to happen to it or somebody's going to steal it or you're going to lose it or whatever. So I went on eBay intentionally looking for another SKX just to be a beater and kind of like, if it's used, if it's in, moderate condition, if something happens to it, not going to be the end of the world, etc. For a lot of people, that is the regular SKX, but hey, for a lot of us, to even go one step down budget-wise, not a bad thing. So I was bidding on this. It was listed as modded. It was listed as refurbished. It was coming from the Philippines. So, my expectations were, I think, appropriate. And when it came in, as you can see, it functions, but I just couldn't see myself wearing this for a couple of reasons. I was excited originally about this modded bezel. They called it a rally bezel. The insert, I think, looks like it, after poking around the internet a little bit more, looks like it came off of maybe a Vostok. This might be a Vostok product as far as the bezel insert. The bezel itself, I'm not sure. I know it's not the Seiko bezel, and the way that it clicks and moves, it definitely doesn't fit on there exactly right. It does turn, but it's pretty labored. And on top of that, I don't know if the video is going to pick it up, but it doesn't sit properly. Like one side down, other side up, like a teeter-totter. Other way, other way, other way. I hope the video is picking that up appropriately. That was one of the main things that kind of sealed it for me. On top of that, the chapter ring, while it's probably aligned better than some of the Seiko factory models, if you get what I'm saying, it's actually, I gotta tell you, and I think the camera's getting it, it's like a blue. This might be off an SKX009 or something else entirely. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. That chapter ring is unmistakably blue in there. And I don't have a problem with blue. I love blue, and I have a lot of blue watches, but not when the face is black and the bezel's black and everything else is supposed to be on a black and white color scale. As far as the indices, the lume, I mean, it's pretty beat up and damaged. That I saw in the pictures. Like, don't get me wrong, I saw the pictures of the watch. I knew I was in for that. I was okay with that if it was just a matter of the cosmetic damage, because I was looking for a beater. I was looking for something used and something I could have on the cheap. So that's not really a deal breaker for me, but the bezel and the blue chapter ring are really the things that kind of ended up pushing me over the edge. Other than that, I mean, the body looks right, the case back looks right. Can't verify the interior. Wouldn't be shocked if there's some non-original parts, inside, but it is functioning and the date change works and everything like that. Silver lining, the good news to the story, I listed this puppy back on eBay. It actually just sold last night. So I'm not sure when this video is going to be posted, but at least at the time of recording, I'm literally going from the studio here, if you want to call it a studio. It's really the kitchen. But I'm going from here to the post office to ship this out. I sold it for $6 less at auction than what I paid. So hey, for $6, got something to review, something to talk about here on the channel, and I end up sending it on its way. No harm, no foul. Whoever gets it, I'm sure, if it's what they're looking for, they're going to be happy. There's nothing really wrong other than somebody who's a little bit of a watch, I hate to call myself a watch snob, but there's a couple details that I just couldn't get past with it. But, someone looking for a beater, I guess it will certainly do the job. I can't verify water resistance or anything since it's clearly so aftermarket, but You know, just a little video I thought would be informative if you're in the situation that you're looking at eBay and trying to maybe find, you know, some sort of modded or refurbished watch. Just watch out, you know, if it's coming outside of North America in the first place, you may want to just be aware that, you know, there's going to be some creative liberties, but overall, you know, that's just a peek at it. That's a modded, refurbished Seiko, I think, SKX007 hybrid 009 Vostok rally situation. But this has been 5 Minute EDC. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again very soon.